Hello friends! You won't believe how ingenious simple solutions can be. These machines and tools make work much faster, more precise and easier. Some of them look like magic, but it's real engineering. Let's see what they can do. The tractor moves along a row of old tree trunks, pulls them out of the ground and leaves the soil loosened in its wake. A two-wheel tractor pulls a mesh drum filled with sand. The sand is spread over the soil surface. Afterward, the sand-covered surface is leveled by hand. A manipulator with a special attachment quickly digs up the soil along the roadside to drain water, flinging it to the side. Using an electric brush, the pavement is cleaned of weeds and dirt, leaving only a clean surface. A combine harvester with a special sharp attachment drives across the field, grinding up watermelons and leaving them behind in a processed form. A tractor with a sharp suspended saw drives along and cuts down trees one after another in a row, leaving only small stumps. Two people use a homemade wheeled sieve to sift clay. One moves it, while the other shovels clay in. A tractor with a special bucket in front rakes grass and dirt from the roadside, loading it into its bucket and hauling it away. A small tractor with a special attachment that rotates and forms a smooth earthen curve between the unplanted and planted areas. A tree trimming machine climbs up the tree trunk and, as it rotates, removes all branches from the trunk in its path. A tractor equipped with a special attachment cuts a tree at the root, secures it with clamps, and moves the trunk to a pile of similarly cut trees. The tractor's wheel features an automatic adjustment mechanism on the disc, which moves the wheel closer to or farther from the body. A man walks across a field with a metal tool for clearing a path and a sickle. A bucket lies ahead of him, into which he cuts and places the ears of grain. A woman shows a close-up of the sharp blade of an excavator attachment. Using this attachment, the excavator cuts a thick tree trunk into thin round slices. A tractor with a special attachment at the rear drives forward across loose soil, creating two even earthen curves behind it. Two men are painting a thick metal pipe. One in front pours the paint, while the other behind uses a piece of cloth to spread it evenly. A man uses a small and a large putty knife to quickly and easily fill in the holes in the wall where electrical wires run. Three men are moving a round concrete structure on a stand using metal pipes, shifting them from back to front. A man has made a homemade shovel from a shovel handle and a large bowl, and raking up the silage, loads it into a truck. A large amount of wood chips moves along a conveyor belt toward a large press. This depicts the process of creating OSB boards, which are shown at the end. Two machines build a concrete median. An excavator pours concrete while a barrier machine spreads it, and workers level it behind. A fruit and vegetable shredder grinds various vegetables into small sticks, after which the result is scooped up by hand to show what it looks like. A special shredder attached to a tractor cuts off the top of the tree, and the remaining trunk is sawed off completely to ground level. As it drives along the road, the machine collects snow, compresses it into balls, and ejects them in a row onto the roadside. A man with a special water pump and a long hose with holes waters the plantings row by row. A tractor drives between the rows in a vineyard. Pruning shears operate pneumatically from the tractor. Two men on either side prune the vines using these pruning shears. A man uses a large amount of grease to thoroughly lubricate a bearing, then moves on to the next bearing. A person driving a tractor with a special attachment down the center of the barn effectively rakes all the manure out of the barn. A tractor with a large, sharp circular attachment trims the tops of the trees, making them all the same height, just above the fence. A machine with a special attachment clears grass and dirt from the roadside, leaving the shoulder clean. The manipulator moves the field bag to a sharp blade, which cuts open the bag and empties its contents into a funnel. The device then shakes the bag to remove any residue and discards it to the side. A worker uses a special device to process the engine block, giving it a smooth surface. Now you can see the process of recycling old car tires using a hydraulic press. First, the wheel is compressed, causing the rubber to separate from the rim. A special device helps a man disassemble a pallet into individual planks by detaching the horizontal planks from the vertical ones. A man launches a large drone with a screen into the sky, on which a video is then displayed against the backdrop of the night sky. A man uses a hoe to create a triangular earthen embankment, separating different sections of land from one another. A man walks with a machine equipped with two rotating brushes that sweep all the sand off the pavement as the machine passes. Machine sprays the workpiece to protect it from overheating, and it moves up and down, creating a knurling on the metal workpiece. A man fits a strip of meat into the drum. As he turns the handle, it spins and slices the meat into many equal sausages, which fall out the bottom. A press rounds a sheet of metal, giving it a circular shape, and as it passes through, it becomes increasingly rounded. A specialized press performs upsetting of the blanks, forming a head on one side, thereby completing the nail manufacturing process. A man uses special plastic hand scoops to more efficiently gather dry leaves in the garden. A woman pedals a homemade two-wheeled device that powers a saw to cut through a tree trunk. The video shows a device into which an empty chip bag is placed. As it passes through, the device inflates the bag with air and seals its edge. When the edges of a metal mold pass between two heated rollers, they are welded together. A robot with a special hose in front, emitting a powerful jet of water in a circular motion, cleans the ventilation in front of it of dirt. A man with a wheeled handheld device quickly plants onions in the ground, which are connected together in a row. One man pours water from a hose onto dirty carrots, while other men kick them with their feet for better cleaning, after which they dump the clean carrots onto a quilt. The process of making round wooden items on a lathe, where the piece is shaped into a circle and then falls down to join the others. Cutting a whole fish fillet into many equal slices using a special machine with multiple blades. A person quickly sews beads along all the edges of the fabric using a standard sewing machine. A special machine produces fuel briquettes for the boiler, which are then put and stacked in rows. A slab of clay is cut and placed on a conveyor belt, where it is sliced into brick-form pieces as it moves along, and the bricks continue on. A man drives a tractor equipped with a special attachment that creates earthen curb in the field, separating the beds from one another. The video shows the process of applying stickers to kiwis in a row, using a special device. A worker compacts the cargo by pumping out air to maximize space utilization during loading. A forklift unloads the wheels from a truck and then collects them. Two men glue small boards together to form a semicircle. They join it with another semicircle to create a tube. A layer of concrete is poured onto the pavers, and workers begin to spread it evenly across the surface, filling all the joints between the pavers. A worker uses a large hair-shaped stencil on a stick to apply a design to a ceiling column. Two men pour the material for making table legs into a mold, after which they remove the now hardened table leg from the mold. A tractor with a bucket removes the top layer of grass and soil as it moves. A bale of hay for animals has been attached to the tractor with a special attachment, and as the tractor moves, the bale unrolls into a strip directly onto the snow. A forklift gets stuck in the mud, but thanks to its attachments, it is able to easily get itself out. Using a special attachment on the excavator shown in the video, a stump is shredded into sawdust until nothing remains of the stump. Creating a 90-degree angle from square metal pipes, where pipe sections are bent using pliers and secured together. Using a handheld tool with a string, you can very quickly and easily level a plastered wall. A bent metal rod is inserted into a machine, which fully straightens it as the rod passes through. A man uses a knife and sharp, deliberate movements to cut a watermelon into two halves, each of which resembles a flower. A machine for embroidery along a marked pattern stitches the petals and center in different colors onto the fabric, resulting in an embroidered flower. To clear the road of ice, a special machine drives along it and clears the road by blowing pressurized air. The video shows a handy tractor with two buckets, allowing the operator to load sand into one bucket and gravel into the other at the same time. A man is pouring concrete mix from a thick hose. It shoots out in bursts and falls into the space between the walls, filling it up. A man leaning over a pipe to tighten or loosen a knot was drenched from head to toe by water due to a sudden rupture. Here is a device for cleaning mosquito screens, where the screen is passed between brushes attached on all sides, and water is also supplied. A man has built a wheeled device for collecting dandelion heads and walks across the ground gathering them, then collects them in a bag. A man uses a clamp to squeeze rambutan seeds out and discard the skins into a pile. Using a press, molten metal is shaped into a specific form and then added to other similar finished products. The video shows how to quickly and evenly wind the rope using a spool and metal rods, and then tie it so it doesn't come undone. Cutting a long, smooth wooden stick into equal pieces of a specific length using a circular saw. Many people in the middle of the field pick corn cobs by hand and place them on a conveyor belt, which transports them further. A man is weeding between the planted rows using a double hoe, working quickly without damaging the plants. A woman stacks firewood on a stand, covers it with a net, and by tilting it ends up with the net filled with firewood. The video shows a machine that, when securing a potato, rotates it onto a special blade that cuts it in a spiral, leaving it on a skewer. Part of the process of making a tool handle, specifically rounding the sharp corners of wooden sticks using a router. The tree trunk is secured, then cut into even sections using a device with a sharp blade and set aside. The video depicts the process of manufacturing metal containers using the pressure stamping method. Using a circular screw-in die held in place with a wrench and a machine that rotates the parts, it is easy to cut new threads on the parts. Using a wooden stick inserted into the ground, a tractor wheel can be lifted off the ground without a jack or replacement. A life hack for cutting a bottle and attaching it to a metal lock on a gate so it doesn't rust, even though water will get on it. A specific method for pouring concrete into a formwork, where the concrete is suspended from above on a cloth and the hole is punched so the concrete flows exactly where it's needed. A person holds the agrotextile on one end, while a tractor equipped with a special attachment hooks it and removes the agrotextile from the field, which had been laid in rows around the plants. At the factory, clamps grab the pumpkins and feed them into a machine that suspends them and uses a rotating blade to peel off their skin. A woman cuts wooden logs with a blade to make them the same length, and then a man carries them to a pile. A young man collects fruit into a basket, which he carries on his back, and picks fruits up with two sticks with sharp ends. A blank in the form of a metal ring is placed in the machine, and then it is compressed from different sides, and the blank takes on the desired shape. Using a spray gun, a man can very quickly paint even a surface like a ceiling. By attaching three shovels together, the man plows the field 3 times faster and 3 times more efficiently. The man creates a baking mold with wavy edges by passing its walls between two toothed rollers. Using glass bottles instead of bricks, people secure them with cement and build walls for an entire house out of them. The process of riveting a car frame, where a bolt is heated and flattened with a hammer. A man clears debris from the side of the road using a vacuum cleaner. The man uses a remote control to guide the robot's movements, thereby painting the metal mesh with a spray gun. The woman puts away her broom, since she can now clear leaves from the roads much more easily, using a leaf blower. Workers unload a truck of vegetables, pouring them directly into prepared crates. A farmer uses a homemade container device to spray weeds without affecting the crops. Workers construct a road from cement, pouring it evenly and quickly. Workers use a two-wheeled cart to move a heavy rail to the installation site. Builders use a stencil to quickly and evenly apply cement to bricks. A farmer in a greenhouse sprays plants against weeds using a hand-operated tool. A builder evenly breaks bricks using only a hammer and two rods.